Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to another special edition of Rhino's Computer Service. And tonight we are finally going to get to doing an asus laptop from 2012. So this computer features 4 gigs of RAM and a second gen Core i5 processor. And in tonight's video, we're going to upgrade from Windows 8.1 to 10 using I got the flash drive right here. So this is one I created about a couple of months ago for doing a different computer. That is the Windows to Go kit. Microsoft says it's no longer available, but I was able to find it through a different source. And all you do is you use Rufus as your side loader, and then there's an image that you go with it. And the nice thing about this is with this function, all the settings and everything that's on the computer, it stays exactly intact as if it was never changed or modified or anything. That's why I like using it. It's simple. It works 99.9% of the time. There's only one computer that I've worked on that it didn't work on, but that's not bad for all the time. So we're going to go ahead and plug that in, turn the computer on. So we'll go ahead and look at the BIOS real quick. This is very similar to Gateway's BIOS. So here, there's a 4 gig of RAM, which is 4096 megabytes. So, and we got the Core i5 clocked at 2.5 gigahertz. I actually looked at buying one of these a decade ago, back in 2012, and I was looking for a laptop. But then I went with an HP EliteBook 8440p, or 8460p rather, and that's what I ended up going with. This was in one of my, and really these were not bad computers for the time. What I like is you got the 15-inch screen. The only thing I'm not wild about is the screen on there, but that was during a trend when they had blurry screens. Now a lot of the screens now are a lot better. I got my ZBook over here. That's got a decent screen to look at. So when you got the sun shining on it, it's not so bad. I think that's why I went with the EliteBook, because of the screen. It had a different screen on it. So kind of take a quick look through here, see what it all has. So this one also has Intel virtualization technology, so if you wanted to run VMware on here, you could. But before you do that, you'd probably want to at least go up to 16 gigs of RAM, so it would run comfortably on here. Because with 4 gigs in there, you're going to have to make your VMware, your VM run at like 64 megabytes in order to keep the computer running smoothly. Because you at least need at least minimum 8 gigs to successfully run any modern VMs. Now, if you're going to run like Windows 95 or Windows 3.1, yeah, you could probably get away with on a single 4 gig or a 4 gig computer. So basically, the main reason that the lady brought it in because she wants to get it set up for her kids so that they can use this as their go-to computer in case school happens again. So I can't blame her. It's always good to be prepared. You never know what's going to happen. So just kind of take a look and see anything interesting about it. I also got an Intel R anti-theft technology configuration. I have not seen a feature like that in quite a while. So it's like a USB configuration. So you can enable or disable. I just wonder if this computer is geared towards the business sector. And what I mean by that is, because usually a home computer does not have USB or the option in the BIOS to turn USB ports on and off. I just think that's rather interesting. Even though this was probably at least like a $800 laptop when it was new. And I think she mentioned that she bought this at Best Buy when it was new. Even I'd use something like this as a daily driver. And I don't say that about many laptops. So I'm going to boot here. So you could actually do it run a Pixie boot off of here if you wanted to. So if you like a Pixie server or something, or you had images or something, you could. This computer is capable of running that option. Veda storage is my flash drive that's currently in there. We're not going to boot off of it. We're going to boot into Windows 8 first, and then we're going to do the upgrade to Windows 10. Hopefully all goes well, Lord willing. This is the supervisor section. So if you want to set passwords to keep people from getting in the BIOS or preventing people from getting into the computer, it's a really good way of locking yourself out if you don't set the password correctly. But I don't advise setting it in the first place. There's a lot of schools that do it, but what's the worst that's going to happen? I'm changing the time and unlocking a few USB ports or relocking them or something. I don't advise locking it. It's bad enough one place I buy computers from do that, and I call them like, "What's the password for the BIOS?" And they said, "Well, we can't tell you that." And I'm like, "So I gotta haul all these dang computers back down." I'm like, I got like an hour's ride or an hour and a half ride. And they said, "Well, you should have said something before." And I'm like, oh, "Come on." I'm like, "It'll save me a trip, and it'll save you a trip." And I didn't get anywhere with. I'm still gonna buy a computer from them because that's my only source at the moment. My other sources, I haven't really heard hide or hair from them since March. So I don't know if something happened to them or they died or what happened. It's like their number's been disconnected or something, or I don't know. I've nothing that happened to other suppliers. So let's get out of here. I'll pull this out. I'll let it boot into Windows. So this is the original operating system that was on the computer, factory image. So first things first, I just got to get my Category 5 cable up for my new DHCP server that I just recently added. Okay, it's not that fancy one. It's just an old Linksys router running under a different IP address and a different subnet. It's nothing really. It's no thrills. We'll want that get established here. So just kind of give you an idea of what we're working with here. Now, ideally, I should back this computer up. But there isn't really anything that's significant on here. There's nothing on here, so either it's been professionally cleaned before, or they just never had anything on here to begin with. So we can actually, well, I was going to show you just what this, how you can tell is a factory image. So like I said, 4 gigs of RAM, Core i5 processor, and we're going to go ahead and plug my Windows 10 to go USB flash drive in. And you're welcome to tag along for the journey. Out of here. Let that catch up to speed. So the media creation tool was created by Microsoft so that you could easily, and basically what you're doing is you're surrendering your copy of Windows 8 license over to, around the time of Windows 7 converting to Windows 8. Windows 8 switched to digital license keys instead of using actual stickers. Okay, I guess we got to download a newer version. I doubt that it's going to actually come up with one. I never actually bought any desktop computers with Windows 8 on them. I downgraded to Windows 7 at the time. I hated I just kind of hated, I don't want to watch this. Where the heck did this come from? Ah, here we are. Well, let's get rid of Google. Yada, yada, yada. Well, that's funny that here I could find the website instantaneously, but when you try to Google it, you can't find it. I think that's kind of interesting. So we'll go through the motions here. I think that's Chrome. Here we go. Starting to make some progress. Close out some of these windows. Getting a few things ready. Only if more IT people use this method. It cuts down the costs of license keys because you can repurpose a lot of the digital keys that are on a computer. Anything before Windows 7, if you try to do it on Vista or XP, it will not work. But Windows 7, you can do it. Windows 8, Windows 8.1, it'll work. Obviously, computers from Windows Vista are too old, or even XP computers are too old to run 10 on them. And I wouldn't even push 10 on some of those computers. Some of those computers are so fragile to begin with. It's just it's not going to run well. And yes, I did soup up computers when I was younger. I had a couple of Dell Dimension D33 or Dell Dimension XPS computers. I kind of wish I would have hung on to them, even though that the motherboard probably was no good. But the cases are really cool, and I probably could have made my own custom built 90 or 95 machine. But when I was younger, I was broke pretty much all the time. So, well, actually, it's still kind of true. But yeah, look at it this way: when you're running a business, you can't have everything all at once. You gotta start small and work your way up. Besides, Rome wasn't built in a day. You gotta look at it from like Sam Walton's point of view. Okay, that example. You gotta look at it from the Shopko company. He just started out as a pharmacy, and then he turned into a variety store, and then eventually started opening up multiple locations. And then by the 80s, a lot of retail stores. In the 90s, retail stores up until 2019. It was a shame to see the Shopko chain go out, because that was one of my go-to stores, but well, it is what it is. Problem is, when you let a millennial run a chain of stores like Sears or Kohl's or Kmart or even Montgomery Ward's for the time, millennials don't really have a good direction for. They think discontinue this, discontinuing the hardware department, discontinuing lumber, discontinuing all the major stuff that a store had. When you start discontinuing a lot of stuff, even though it's not your most successful, but when you start getting rid of all that stuff in your store, you're kind of putting the writing on the wall that you're just not doing as well. And yes, people are buying lots of merchandise online compared to actually going into a physical brick and mortar store. So I find myself doing a lot more online shopping than I actually do in an actual store. There's a lot of the computer stores I used to go to buy parts for the business here. Closest one was like Appleton, Green Bay, and even some of those places are going under. Used to be one in Manitowoc. Used to be one in Brillion. Used to be one in Tours. On the other hand, I don't really do as much of ordering parts as I do just building custom computers. So it's not really a place to go anymore for stuff. It's kind of hard going to the middleman for stuff, and you being the middleman yourself, and even paying an exorbitant amount more than the part is actually. Well, the thing is, when I'm selling stuff here, I got to make something off of every item, because if I don't make any money off of anything, then how am I going to stay afloat if I don't mark up stuff? So that's something to keep into consideration and trying my best to keep prices low, but sometimes you don't have any other choice in the matter. So since this is going to take so long, and I'm thinking this will probably be done by 12:30 in the morning, maybe 1, 2-ish. And I don't think you want to sit here and watch this all night, because I got other projects and stuff that are going on in that. But what we'll do tomorrow is we'll continue the stream once Windows 10 is fully loaded. We'll just kind of do a shakedown of the machine and do updates and stuff like that. So thank you for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed part 1 of the process of migrating from Windows 8.1 to Windows 10. And we'll see you on the other side tomorrow. Stay safe, everybody. God bless. Don't exhaust yourselves too much, and we'll see you.